What is the deal, y'all? This is your boy Regame27. I'm back again with another podcast, and welcome back to the Real Talk with the Real Gamer. And tonight, it's only gonna be five of us. I guess a couple of people had some errands to run, but we're still gonna have fun just with us five. And we got a few topics that we want to talk about today. It's not really much gaming news to talk about, but well, as far as Nintendo side, it's a whole bunch of NX talk. But as far as Microsoft and Sony, it's not really much. But it is one thing I do want to talk about on the Microsoft's end is apparently there's supposed to be two new Xbox consoles coming out, and one possibly might be a slim version, and the other one is kind of a mystery. Maybe it might be a upgradable console that Phil Spencer was talking about, because I remember a couple months ago he did mention about he was for upgrading your consoles. Then he kind of backtracked on what he said. That he said he's not a big fan of Xbox 1.5. And he said if we want to do an upgrade, do it all the way. And this is probably what we are seeing here. And another thing I do want to talk about, this remastered generation. And I feel that this generation is filled with so many remasters that it's just pathetic. And it's sad that these companies keep milking on these old franchises, and they just trying to get this quick cash grab, and it's working because people are still falling for these poor business practices. And I don't even know what else to say, man. Like I said a long time ago, there's nothing wrong with remasters, but if I feel that it's getting out of hand, then this is why we discussing this right now, because I feel that it is getting out of hand significantly. And I guess before we talk about that, we're about to go ahead and get to our introductions. Let's go ahead and start with you, Gamer Nick.
Hey, this is Nick from Gamertag Entertainment. How's everybody doing today? And thanks for having me.
Keep going.
That was it.
Oh, that's it?
What more do you want? A song and a dance? Shit.
All right, let's go with you, Jay Donless.
Hey everybody, this is Jay Donless here. Just happy to be here on another podcast.
All right, let's go with you, Dirty.
Yo, what's going on, people? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dirty. Let's get it started.
All right, already. All right, last but not least, let's go with you, Mr. Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. It's great to be back.
Already. All right. We got a few topics to get to tonight. It was gonna be a little shorter podcast, but we was discussing this remaster situation. That got me want to dig in on this little. I won't say issue. It is an issue. Then again, I don't mind remaster games, but if we get more remaster games than actual new games, then this is a problem. And I feel that majority of these games that we're getting are nothing but remaster. We're not getting enough new games. We're not getting enough innovation, and I feel that it's pathetic. And that's why a lot of people said that this generation, the 8th generation alone, is probably the worst generation of them all. And what's so bad about this generation is that this generation generated more money than the previous generation, and it's going to get even more worse than what it is, because it's going to be more poor business practices as these years go by. And y'all see how badly that we are getting treated as consumers. These developers stripping content out this game, and they got to spend extra money for bullshit, knowing that we didn't really need to pay for that, and it's just stupid. And I feel that this whole entire generation alone, if you want to compare this to the fucking 6th generation, that's the PS2 era, you can't compare that. And I'm still trying to figure out how in the hell the PS4 is better than the PS2, because I'm getting that from some people. They talking about the PS4 is better than the PS2, and I don't understand that. How the hell can you compare that? And the PS2 has so many damn great games, and only thing you get from PS4 is a bunch of remasters. So I guess they are so blinded by the specs of this console, and they not even looking at what they're getting. They're getting the same games they played last generation, and it's fucked up, man. And you got a lot of these idiots out here will defend these poor ass business practice, and this is why we're going to discuss this. What do you feel about this, Gamer Nick?
Well, anybody who says a PS4 is better than a PS2 obviously never played a PS2 because
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's just like the only reason they're saying that right now is because it's like selling the most. That's why they're saying it. Because back when the PS2 was selling, it wasn't about graphics and power. It was about like how great the games were. And now it's like it's not. So like I said many times before, like the narrative always changes to fit somebody's argument. And as far as we're talking about the remasters, right?
Yep.
Yeah, as far as remasters go, I mean, if you need no further proof that this is a remaster generation, just look at the fact that we're now getting a PS4.5, which is basically remastering your entire fucking console. So we've just come full circle to the point where we're just remastering the consoles we're getting now instead of the games. So I'm still thinking there's going to be like even more remastered versions of the remasters we already got. So I'm expecting like another remaster of Last of Us or Uncharted or something like that. Just wait.
There really is a Last of Us and Uncharted remake coming. I looked on Wikipedia. They're coming in like July.
Yeah.
They're going to be called Supermasters.
Are you done with your input?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. What about you, Jay? What do you feel about this generation of remastered games?
This generation of remaster was completely asinine. Like when I first started studying remakes, I was about to, I was ready to buy a PlayStation 4 then, and come to find out that when remasters first started generating with this generation, many of them came out to be scams. The graphics were still the same, which nobody really blasted companies for this, but I blasted Sony for this. Caught them in a mixed lie, saying that they were unable to do backwards compatibility. But when the prototype 2 was supposedly remastered, it was discovered that nothing was changed about the game. Nothing was changed. Sony was caught with their pants down, and nobody exploited it. And I would say to myself, what the fuck? If you're gonna do remasters like Ratchet and Clank, the new one that came out, that's how you do a remaster. You get honored for doing remasters like that. And if anybody actually been watching the gameplay, that's mad respect. I forgot who developed the game, but that's mad respect with their new with that remaster. This generation of remaster was technically, I don't want to say in vain or pointless, but it was abused. It was it was abused, and so much talent could have just came and counterattacked all these remasters. I mean, with all these remasters that they did with their first-party studios, third parties could have came in and gave us brand new games that could have substituted all these damn remasters. For some reason, these publishers did not want to take a chance with this generation, and they just rather shove remasters down a lot of gamers' throats. So my overall rating for this generation of remasters, they failed. They not epically failed, but the majority of them failed. And that's all I have to say on that one.
Oh, okay. What about you, O'Day? What do you feel about? Because I know you are disappointed with this generation as far as they giving us the same exact games we had last generation.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do like, some remasters, you know what I'm saying? But, the way they was just at the beginning of the generation of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 is like they was throwing them, they was throwing them out. Then Nintendo started doing their little thing, throwing out theirs, you know what I'm saying? But, you want new games, you know what I'm saying? You want sequels to those games, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I want a Rave Race, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully I can get that on the NX. But if not, if they take Rave Race from the GameCube and remaster it, hell, I play it again. So I mean, I just want new and fresh games. Give me sequels, because that's what we all want. We want sequels to these games. You know what I'm saying? If you got a hot game that people want, you can put out that that remake. You know what I'm saying? And get our mouth, watery for the newer version. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just like with Uncharted, they gave us the Uncharted collection, but right around the corner next month is Uncharted 4. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do something like that, then yeah, go ahead. Just don't give us Uncharted collection and we don't hear nothing about an Uncharted 4 in the works. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just give us some new stuff, some fresh stuff. That's what I want, especially with the Xbox One and the PS4. I thought that we would have. Not saying that these games we have that I'm playing now are not fun. It's just it feel like I played these games before. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it's like I played these games before, and I'm not hyped on them. Like I used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just feel different towards these games. Not saying that they're not fun or anything like that. It just feel like they recycled. Like I played them before. That's what this generation feels like. And that's why I wrote in your comment. I'm like, I think this generation has to be the biggest loser of any generation. And I've been gaming since the NES. Hell, the Atari 2600. And it seems like this generation, man, and I want to say it has to do with social media. Social media fucks up everything, man. And social media is fucking up gaming. This generation sucks. It might not to you guys, I don't know, but this is just my opinion. This generation sucks. From the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U. Like these consoles, man, we supposed to be having fun on them. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be looking for great games on these consoles, and we're not getting it. All we're getting is just negativity. That's all we're getting, and I think that's what's bothering me is why I'm not having fun with these games, because all it is just negativity. Every time you hear something new coming out, somebody got something to say about the game. Oh, that shit ain't in 60 frames per second. That trailer, man, you see, it was jittery. How the fuck did you see jittery in the trailer? And I think it's going to come to a point, man, where I'm really going to have to really just step away from YouTube to get back to really enjoying gaming. Because just hearing nothing but negativity on YouTube, Twitter, dude, it's like it sucks you out of it. And I want to get back to really enjoying these games. You know what I'm saying? Because there is some great games on these consoles, but before you can even enjoy it, all you hear is negativity.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you hear. And we supposed to be gamers. You know what I'm saying? If you have your choice of preference, that's fine. But don't go to the next box and say that this over here is garbage and you never played it. You never picked up the controller. I don't want to hear shit about you talking about, oh yeah, I was in Walmart with my wife about 15 minutes, and I played that shitty Xbox or that bullshit ass Wii U, you know what I'm saying, or that phony ass PlayStation. No, I don't want to hear shit like that. Because you ain't played nothing. You just touched the controller and you just dibble dab. That's all you did. You got no experience from it at all. 15 minutes standing there while your wife waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to me, it's just too much negativity, man. That's what's killing me. I think that's why I'm not enjoying these games, because all I hear is negativity. So I think I'm gonna have to get, just take a hiatus, man, away from YouTube, so I can get back enjoying my games.
It's pretty much what I've been doing.
All right, that's understandable. Yeah, you're right, man. Like a lot of these idiots in this community just makes it hard for us to enjoy games. And it's, gamers these days, they don't even play games. They play sales and they play resolution. They don't look at the fact how the game play is. If the game, it could be a fun ass game, but if the game is in 720p, they don't want to fuck with it. They say it's garbage. but I don't know. It's stupid. And if you was a hardcore gamer the last generation, I wasn't because I was in college. I was doing a lot of stuff, so I wasn't as hardcore into gaming as I am right now. If you was hardcore last generation, then I understand your frustration because a lot of those remasters, or I wouldn't say remasters, I don't know what that shit is. Majority of those games coming from the 360 and PS3 era.
They're
Like
ports.
whenever you said Wave Race a while ago, that's 2 generations ago. I don't mind if they make remaster games from about 10, 15, or 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't mind. Like look at Final Fantasy VII remake. That's about 20 years right there. So I don't mind. But these games that they so-called remaster, even though they didn't really remaster the game, it's just a quick cash grab. That's what I see. Honestly, they oh my God, this generation as a whole has been pissing me off. Just being honest. Just being honest. And
It's
I gotta say, I gotta say that this probably is the worst generation I have ever experienced. Just to be honest, because back in the day, gaming on the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, we had so many variety of games across both systems, and we couldn't complain about it because we was getting all kinds of games. Go to the 64 and the PlayStation. That was a beast generation too. Even though the developers kind of, I won't say they completely abandoned 64 because Nintendo had a whole bunch of third-party exclusives on their system. That was a hell of a system. I had a great time during that generation. The Dreamcast, PS2, the Xbox, GameCube. That was a hell of a generation. And when we stepped into the HD generation, that was a hell of a generation. And now we into this generation. That's why a lot of people calling this PS4. They calling this a PS 3.5 because a lot of those games was from last generation, and we didn't really get a big leap as far as spec wise. And that's probably why you mentioning about your video you did a few days ago. That's probably why they're coming out with the PS 4.5 because that was probably supposed to be the PS4. To be honest. So, and I don't know. I think this generation was it was started too early because the Wii U jumped the market really early, and I don't think Microsoft and Sony wasn't ready. That's why these games, the games that we are receiving right now, it just not that much difference from last generation. I'm just being honest. What do you think about it, Retro Bro?
Me, it's definitely too many remasters. Like, I took time to actually look at Wikipedia to look at some of the lists, and on PlayStation alone, you got Injustice: God Among Us, that the Ultimate Edition. You have Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Like, when you call it definitive just to resell it, that's just ridiculous. And they did the same thing with DMC. They have a DMC Definitive Edition, and that game only came out 3 years ago, so it's, not that old. And my biggest thing was with the PS4 that I had a problem with was a lot of the games were from PS2 and PS3. Like when I had PS4, I got Final Fantasy X, and I noticed that the HD version really wasn't that much different. It looked like if I was to just get an emulator for PS2 on my PC and then change a few things in the options menu. So it was really just a waste of money to have bought that game for $50. And I feel like that's a lot of the problem. They're not trying to be innovative anymore on consoles because they fear what people are going to say, and they're not open to trying things new. I noticed that they're trying to follow PC, though, by doing upgrades with the PS4 and the Xbox, but one of the things I think they could follow if they really want to copy PC is, instead of trying to copy the specs, make it open to a lot more games. Because, on PC, there's thousands of different games to play. I'm not going to lie, they're not all good, but you have an option of a lot of different things to play. And I think that's what would make it fun. Like, I just got a Wii U recently, as you guys all know, and I got at the end of the cycle, but I'm enjoying that a lot too. A lot more than I actually did with my PS4, because there's a lot of fun games to play. Yeah, it was dry and it took forever for the Wii U to get them, but Pokken Tournament's a lot of fun. Bayonetta's been a lot of fun. It's just having variety that really makes the experience better, especially for me personally. And I think that's what we needed more in general from consoles this generation. I had fun, but I had to have a PS4 at one point, a Wii U now, and I have a PC. That's pretty expensive, and I spent a lot of money, and there's not a lot of people that can spend that type of money to enjoy the experience either. So I think more variety for the console is what we need in general. So for those who can only buy, say, one console, they can just enjoy a little bit of everything, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay. Is that all you got on that, Retro Bro?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Anybody else want to touch on this before we head to the next subject?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. I guess head to the next subject. We're going to talk about Microsoft is apparently going to release 2 different Xbox Ones, and this coming from FCC. And I believe Jay Donless, you explained to us that this is actually true. This is rumor, but you said it's true because if it's coming from the FCC, then it's true. So explain it to the guests that's watching.
Okay. All right. It's anytime that you file on a legal basis with a copyright claim or with a new patent idea, you have to go through certain protocols. These protocols are unavoidable, and the public is entitled to know just in case someone has a dispute. The disputes are there just in case someone actually invented it first. So even if Microsoft or Sony, Apple, you name it, if somebody wants to come out with a brand new idea, but yet somebody invented it and they did a filing first with the FCC, they cannot come out with that same software, logo, etc., etc. Anything business related that is similar. So these things are put in place to avoid, the hassle of a person's hard efforts, work getting ripped off. So, like I said, anything filed under the FCC, it's not a leak, it's not a rumor, it's legit. There's no avoiding it, and this is probably why we found out about the PlayStation 4K. But as for that filing code, I don't know. I do know that I know that the brand new Xbox code for the FCC is 1683. I forgot the other code for the Microsoft, the other Xbox. I forgot its code. It starts with a 15, but I forgot the last 2 digits. But it's all on legal basis. It's all on legal grounds. But I don't really want to cut into my say so yet until it's my turn. But I don't want to. But if you want me to go right now, I'll go.
I guess since you have the scoop on this, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's completely legit. Microsoft, they're going full throttle with it. They're going full blast with it. But now the big question is, are they actually going to shoot it out first? Because we all know that when it comes to putting out hardware first, it's always Microsoft. You always want to be first in line. You got Microsoft, Sony, you got Microsoft, Nintendo, then Sony. That has always been the order for about 2 generations now. So if they want to do it like this, then damn, this is also another scary move. But if this is an ace in the hole that they have had and didn't want to do this until 2020, then damn, that's this is all a big scary rush because these companies are coming out with these consoles, and I'm kind of nervous about it now that I know that these filing reports are actually legitimized, they're true, they're set in stone, the writing's on the wall. A lot of gamers should be worried because this is very expensive. This is probably going to be the most expensive next generation, but it's up to us if we want to fund it. It's up to us if we want to go through with it and support these companies on this move. Something like this has never been done before. Since when are we turning around looking at a brand new console knowing we just spent half a grand to get all the product for our new consoles? I mean, when I saw the filings, and I mean all this information just coming all at once, and when I thought about it, I was just like, holy shit! Do you know what I have in my cart on Amazon right now? I got the PlayStation. I got the PlayStation Fan. I got the wire, the customization for the analog. I was like, holy shit! Well, what's the point in me buying all of this right now when I don't even know all the specs for the brand new PlayStation? And now with the Xbox coming out, well, shit, maybe I should hold off. They may come at me with a better deal. So all this is very, very scary news. How fast these companies are moving into the future. Not to say that we can't keep up with it, but I know if you try to rush human evolution, you will have a big resistance. That has always happened. Anytime you try to push for a I'm not, I'm not going deep into it, but anytime you try to push for a kind of new world order agenda, it upsets a lot of people, and our natural instincts would be to rebel against this. So these companies are taking a huge leap and a huge step in doing this with gamers, because if we're not 100% convinced with their new consoles, they won't sell. And Microsoft has a legendary record for laying off hundreds. No, they're in the thousands now, laying off thousands of people every year in different divisions, and they have divisions everywhere. Pakistan, that's really their main customer service, but they got divisions everywhere. Okay, these guys are legendary for firing hundreds of people, thousands, and if these sales don't do good for these two new patents, oh my God, it's going to be straight up genocide for employers. Okay, I'm talking about their game industry. Phil Spencer, which is this is his division. He's going, well, he may not go down, but a lot of his team is definitely going down. But look at the coordination of these attacks here, and that's how I want to say it too. Attacks. They're coming out right when Sony they didn't turn it down, but they turned down the crossplay idea. So other than Microsoft saying, listen, we're not doing as good as you, we can't keep up with you with your PlayStation 4, but I know if we work together, we could probably catch up. Sony didn't say shit, dude. That's why I'm really stoked about this. They didn't say shit. They just fucking turned their back on the company, and that was like a huge slap in the face. The console wars could have ended this year. It could have been over. On certain games, we could have had crossplay. Now, for all games, you don't want to do crossplay because it makes no fucking sense, because basically y'all should just, coincide and work together, just partner up then, right? So with this right now happening, with these companies now going to war, and this is going to be the most expensive war ever. And this is why a lot of gamers should do what I'm doing. I will not buy a video game anymore if I don't get one email back from that developer. I don't fuck with them. That's why I'm so into Deus Ex. They write me back. In fact, that's the first game I want to buy, and they're writing me back. They're with Square Enix over there. I think they're based in Japan, I believe. I believe that's where the original started from. So yeah, I think that we all should be vigilant of these two practices, because something like this has never happened before. And I don't want to be the guy holding the hot potato with nobody to throw it to by buying into the new sales of these consoles. It's all about the performance, and it's all about the specs. I have a TV right now that the resolution is no more than 720. That's it. So I see no reason to purchase a new console if it's going to hit at 1080 or higher, 2K, 4K, and my TV is giving me a fucked up blurry look. It's going to give me that because these consoles, they're set in stone with these resolutions. Your TV's outdated. What are you going to do about that? There's nothing you can do but buy a new TV to get so that it's not fucking up your eye visions or anything. And I know I'm going on here, but this is a scary movie, guys. This is very scary. Nothing like this has happened. So what do you do in a situation like this? There's only one thing to do. Sit down and let the big boys blow their money. Now, I get support on my channel, but I don't get massive support like the big YouTubers. And the big YouTubers, they get thousands of donations. So when they get these new devices like the Oculus Rift and shit like that, they give us their honest opinion. And then we still sit on it and think about what we want to do with our money then. This is what we should do for these two consoles, for these two companies going at war now. And this is going to be a bloody war, bro. This is balls to wall right now. 2 new consoles coming out. In fact, 4 consoles coming out, and all of them are playing a huge gaming simulator. Who's going to outdo who? This is not back then when the first Xbox came out or the PlayStation 3. That shit was common then. Right here, this is proxy, bro. This is proxy full throttle. This is a war, and they're out for blood with this movement. And that's all I gotta say.
Nice one, man. I'm gonna give you a round of applause, man, because you deserve that. all right, yeah, man. Just with this generation as a whole, it's already been, fucked up because of, like I said a while ago, poor business practice, and now allegedly we getting well, apparently we get another Xbox since the FCC basically confirmed it, and of course with the PS4.5, Sony never denied it, and they said that's going to come out in October, I believe, and I think that's the same month the VR come out. I think, if I'm not wrong, but all these speculations has got me to wonder, and it got Old Dirty to wonder too. It might have something to do with the Nintendo NX because of all these rumors that's circulating across this gaming world about the specs of this system being powerful than the PS4. Now we got more rumors saying it's going to be significantly more powerful than the PS4, and maybe the word got back to Sony and Microsoft on how Nintendo is going full throttle with this next console. And Nintendo, I think they might have actually listened to us. I think they're actually seeing what the hell is going on inside this gaming industry, and now they trying to catch up to Microsoft and Sony. And I guess they going to go for power. And you know, there's nothing wrong with Nintendo is doing, but there is a lot of room for improvement. And this generation alone has been based on power. Like since the PS4 is the most powerful console, and that's basically what most of the sales is going because PS4 sold over 40 million, and there's really not many exclusives. It's just a third-party machine. And same with the Xbox One. It's not many exclusives. It's a third-party machine. So, and you know, as far as with Nintendo, of course, you're gonna get their exclusives. You know, there's no comparison. You're gonna compare Nintendo to Microsoft and Sony, but as far as games goes, you know, of course, you get more games on the PS4 and the Xbox One because of third party. Third parties, they run this industry. And Nintendo needs to fall in line. And I think that's why Nintendo is trying to come out with a more powerful system because they know they fucked up. They know they fucked up big time, and that's probably why they basically about to sweep the Wii U under the rug. And that's probably why we've been having these massive dry spells these past couple of years because I think that a lot of their money, time, resources is going towards the NX, the development of that console, the development of a lot of these games that they're making, and a lot of these rumors that we're getting a whole bunch of these games coming out. Wii U ports, you know, got some rumors that Smash Brothers is coming to the NX. Maybe Xenoblade, Mario Maker. Like, I don't have an issue. I don't have no issue. If they port a lot of these Wii U games to the NX, I don't have no issue. You know, because I would love to play it on a more powerful console. And of course, I don't have Wii U no more because, of course, I know what happened. You know, somebody brought my place, stole my Wii U, so I don't have those games no more. And I wouldn't mind to, you know, get those games again on a more powerful system. And with all these damn rumors and shit, and with the NX, and I guess some developer confirmed that. Of course, he gonna become his name is. He said that the NX he got the development kit and it's a lot more powerful than the PS4, a lot more powerful, and that's probably why Sony and Microsoft is trying to catch up because they know what Nintendo is trying to do. They trying to make sure Nintendo is not going to one up them, and you know I don't blame them, but then again. If you are part of those 40 million consumers on the PS4 side and the 20 million consumers on the Xbox side, like, or will you be pissed off if you got to sit up there and pay another $300 or $400 on another console, even though we are in the mid cycle of this generation? I know a lot of people will be pissed off, and if I gotta buy a brand new Xbox One in order to have a you know, of course, a more powerful system. Well, it's like this. If you know if they do this Sega 32X bullshit with this generation, I'm going to be pissed. I'm just being honest. I'm going to be really pissed. You know, that goes for whoever. But all I'm saying is, I think it has a lot to do with the NX. I'm pretty sure a lot of them got the memo on how powerful this system is, and that's why Microsoft and Sony is trying to come out with another console. That's probably why I'm thinking it's a poor business decision, a move, and I don't think they should do it. But honestly, I wouldn't. Honestly, I think they're gonna do it because they don't give a fuck. And these consumers, they're going to go out there and support the BS because that's what they've been doing this whole entire generation. This generation has been massive fuckery, and for some reason we got people defend this bullshit. A lot of them defend bullshit, so we're going to continuously and get bullshit. What do you think about this, Gamer Nick?
Well, as far as the new Xbox thing goes, there's a reason why I think it might happen, and this is something I've seen nobody talk about, but I've seen it being advertised, and I've seen a lot of advertisements saying that the Xbox One is now $300, and I have not seen one person mention anything about that, like at all. I mean, I've seen commercials and they're saying, "Oh, buy the Xbox bundle now $300." I'm like, really? Why is nobody making a big deal out of this? Doesn't that seem like something that would be big news? Since like everybody likes to post up news articles and stuff here, don't you think that should have been something?
That's weird. There was no public announcement.
I didn't.
They say it in the commercials.
They should, but lately, I know in the gaming community, they've really been big on VR and things with automation of androids and robots and
just a quick question.
Maybe, but I would think this is something, at least, you know.
Do you guys think that's a sign that it's already a dying breed?
I don't even see like the Sony guys like making fun of this, going, "Ha, they know it's cheaper because it sucks" or something like that. You know, at least you think they would be the ones to break the news because they want to use that.
I don't know. It seems like to me, from all the news, the way things are going right now, everyone is really looking into this VR, the whole Android thing, and then everyone's looking at Nintendo. So it's really like a fight between Sony and Nintendo right now because everyone's looking at the NX and then all this VR stuff in the 4.5. Like, all the big news channels have been just constantly talking about that. Like, the past 3 days in a row, they've been talking about nothing but those two topics.
Now, I came across two articles, and I'm talking about this shit got sold out. But I didn't see, you know, I'm not too much into Xbox, but I came across this last article. I did hear about the Xbox one, but this last article that was by Games Radar, or I think that was them. They came on an article about Walmart. Walmart was stocked up on PlayStation bundles. So I checked the same website a couple of days later, and all those bundles were sold out. Every last one of them for the PlayStation 4. They were all sold out. And this isn't big news, which could be a sign that already they're dying breed hardware already.
Oh, okay. Keep going, Nick. I know you were still going. Keep going.
Actually, I think that's it. I mean, obviously, like this new news about new Xbox coming out. I mean, I know it's been rumored, but there's been any developments past that. I haven't really heard anything because I haven't really been paying much attention to anything because everything is like the same shit. It's either VR, NX, or what the hell ever. So I don't know anymore.
I don't even watch too much TV, so I didn't know anything about this. Is it the permanent price now for the Xbox One?
I don't know. It's just saying now it's $299 or something like that when I see the commercials.
Dude, if you wanna keep up with the best news, the best shit that would get easily under the rug, like my biggest secret how I do it is Facebook. What you do is you go on Facebook and you follow a company that you like, Polygon, IGN, and I'm telling you, these companies they're real in their articles. Now, you know, when they get behind the camera, shit has to change. But what you do is turn on your notifications for these companies, and you will get a notification all the time. Every time I check, because I'm following so many gaming companies, I get like over hundreds of notifications. But for the best gaming content that could easily pass you by, that's what you should do. So if you don't have a Facebook, because Twitter, they do it on Twitter, but I'm telling you, on Facebook, they are live with it, man. They give you the links to the articles. They put above the description of how they feel about the content, and it's up to you if you want to read it. And that's why I do it. So.
Okay. Let's go with you, Dirty. What you think about this?
When I heard about the 4.5, I knew Microsoft was not too far behind, and a lot of people in YouTube was just not following up. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just wasn't asking questions like I was. I want to know, why do we need a new PlayStation 4 when the PlayStation 4 is in 40 million homes? in less than 3 years. Why do we need another one? And nobody is like asking these questions. Developers is not telling us, you know what I'm saying, that's designing these consoles. So, you know, you got to do the, you know, the research yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just got to come to a conclusion is that they don't want the NX out here by itself. That's the only thing I see with if Microsoft is doing it now, and I knew they wasn't going to be far behind. But if Microsoft is doing it also, it's something they know that us consumers don't know about the NX. Like the big three, they know what each other are doing. Maybe not to a certain extent, but they know what each other are working on, what kind of patents they got and stuff like that that we don't know about. And from what they probably hear or know about the NX that we don't know yet until maybe before E3 or at E3, they got to be scared. Because I'm thinking, like, I just brought a PlayStation. Like, my PlayStation's only a year old. Well, maybe a year and a half. Xbox just made a year old. And you telling me you about to bring out a new one just in 3 years? That don't make sense to me. And it's like everybody was just like cheering, like this generation was a long generation like last generation. Like everybody was just so happy about the rumors of the specs. Oh, it's gonna be in 4K, dog. Oh my god, 60 frames per second. But what is like maybe 2% of us, or maybe 5% of us in YouTube have a 4K TV? So that means I got to go out buy another $400, $500 console plus a TV to actually see the visuals.
Basically.
And everybody's just jumping up in arms like this was the thing to celebrate. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Y'all do remember y'all brought this at launch, and some of us just brought this a couple of months ago. And nobody is asking questions like, why is this happening?
Because they're stupid. That's why.
And that's why I say, like, that's why I say certain things that in the gaming community, especially on YouTube, nobody bothers to answer, but they come to argue over stupid shit like 60 frames per second, 900p versus 1080p. This is the stupid shit that they argue over. They don't argue over like, wait a minute, motherfucker, I just brought a PlayStation 4. Why is you bringing out another one? Because I'm assuming down the line this original PlayStation 4 is going to get kicked to the side. That's what I think. It's just going to be a matter of time before you just have to go get this 4.5 because they're going to kick it to the side.
Yeah, that is true. You know, I'm still asking that question. Like, I want to know these 40 million people out here. Like, why are there not enough videos out there? You know, with their concerns to Sony. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is y'all problem? Like, I just bought the PS4 not too long ago. Or I bought it, you know, a year or two ago, and y'all already plan on releasing another console. Like, where is it at? And it's just stupid. You know, I understand. You know, it's like this. If they want this console cycle to be short, then make it a minimum 5 years. Then come out with another console. But on Nintendo's behalf, they was already out a year before Xbox One and PS4, and the reason why they bring out another console because they have to, because they can't afford to go another year with nothing but dry spells because they're losing money. So they are forced to bring out another console, and the sales proves it. And with the sales of the PS4. And even the Xbox One is still doing good, respectively. What is their excuse? Are they trying to do this just to keep up with Nintendo so Nintendo will up them? Where is the 60 million people? The 60 million people that bought a PS4 and an Xbox One, where is the outcry? That's what
was it 40 million a couple minutes ago?
It's stupid. Like, I don't mind upgrading my console, but at the same time, if there's some fuckery going on, then I'm going to speak out about this. Like, if this was the case, then why wasn't this mentioned at E3 whenever the PS4 and the Xbox One was revealed, why they did not mention about there's going to be a possible upgrade within the 2 to 3 years from now. Why is this all of a sudden a surprise? Is it because the NX is coming out this year? That's what I'm thinking. So what about you? Did I get to no, Retro Bro? It's your turn.
I think like the bigger thing, not to sound like a big conspiracy theory, but I think the big thing is that Xbox and Sony have probably had this planned all along, but they just didn't say anything about it. And I think there's been some clues this year that may hint to that for us. Like, the way I'm thinking Sony probably thought about it was they probably figured, hey, instead of waiting and giving the consumer a proper PS4, which is what the 4.5 is now, they figured we'll sell an early release, make this money, then come out with the 4.5 later, knowing that they needed it for VR. There has been a lot of speculation from a lot of sources I've been looking at that they needed to do a 4.5 anyway to be able to stand up for VR. Now, as far as Xbox goes, as we know, they've been hurting on money, and the Microsoft division has been trying to get rid of them. So they've been making moves with Windows 10 to put more games over there, and this whole thing of possibly doing the upgradable Xbox has been talked about for quite a while for the reason of it might be a little bit cheaper than them actually making another console. Now, why they're deciding to do that and still make another console, I don't really understand that, but we kind of knew they were going to go the upgradable route for a while now, because I think, what was it, maybe 2 or 3 podcasts ago that we talked about that, as far as Xbox and Sony both talking about upgrading, because they've been talking about this for now too. So I don't really think it's necessarily because of the NX rumors, but I think between VR and Microsoft possibly having their Xbox division shut down, they already had these pre-plans of how they wanted to go to try to make a couple of cost-effective moves to make a little more money. So the whole thing with them doing more Windows 10, they had to have this plan maybe even years ago to even have made this route. I don't think any of this is a surprise at all.
Okay. Like I say, man, this right here is a massive fuckery and anal raping that's going on with the consumers, and a lot of these people are idiots. A lot of these idiots I heard in this community, they know what's wrong is wrong, and I think this is wrong. Like, honestly, this is stupid, and it's like this: if Microsoft or Sony, if they would come out and be like, okay, we about to come out with another system, it's gonna be more powerful. Okay, in a token, for y'all buying the Xbox One and the PS4, trade it in. You get a $200 credit. See, I wouldn't mind. If they would do something like that, I wouldn't mind. But if you got to sit up there and pay full price, $300, $400, maybe $500 for a new console in this mid cycle of this generation, then that's really, really poor business practice, and that's when I'm gonna come out here and really, really rant against this gaming industry, because this is fucked up.
But
like I said, Nintendo, they have a choice. Huh?
At the end of the day, it's like, even though they doing this, you know what I'm saying, people still gonna buy it. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? If I want to upgrade, I can upgrade and spend to get the part 2 of the console. But it's like I sit back and I look at videos and I hear people talk, and and it's like this generation, Sony could do no wrong, no matter what they did. One, Xbox had it bad from Jump Street.
Yeah.
Like, anything they tried to do to reverse, to make the Xbox One better, people kept dogging it and dogging it. And the same way with the Wii U. If Nintendo would have went this route with the Wii U, and they still had third-party support, YouTube would be an uproar. Everybody, their mom would be making videos about why is Nintendo making another console and this one's selling like hotcakes. Just say that the Wii U was selling very, very well. still had third-party support there. Why is they doing this? It'll be so many fucking videos coming out of YouTube. But when it's Microsoft and Sony, it's like specs. Oh my God. Yes, we get this. Yeah, man, I don't care about no specs. I care about the games. But I want to know, why is you doing this? And then you have some people who are like, oh, you just being cheap. You know what I'm saying? You are wealthy. Fuck, I'm a wealthy, and I own all 3 consoles. I own all 2 handhelds. If I want a gaming PC, I can go out right now and get a gaming PC. So how the fuck that makes me a wealthy or being cheap? What I want to know is, why are you doing this within a 2.5-year span?
Yeah.
If you had this shit planned, you could have warned us. You could have told us. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to hold off until the PlayStation 4.5 and the Xbox 1.5, whatever it's going to be called. I could have just held off. And I could have been happy playing with my Wii U, the PS3, and the 360.
Yeah.
But when you're telling me that I have to go right back out and give you $400, and then if I want the VR headset, that's another $400. And if I want to see this in 4K, if it's doing it, that's another $1,000 to go push out. If I want the best TV in 4K, not the cheapest one, but the best one, they give me the best refresh, I'm gonna pay more money.
Plus,
And
there's also that other rumor too. Apparently, like you know how VR is supposed to use the PlayStation Move, right?
Yeah.
They said they're supposed to be making a new PlayStation Move. So the VR probably not going to use the original one, which will force you to buy this new model because it's going to react better for the motion controls for the virtual reality.
See, and this is what I'm talking about. Us as gamers, we don't have to be upset. We could be upset, but then again, we don't. But what we should be doing is asking questions. What we should be doing is hitting Twitter and asking whoever the Japanese man over there in Sony is, and asking Phil Spencer, what the hell is y'all doing? What are y'all doing? This don't make sense to me. It's like nobody is like really like asking questions or kind of upset. It's just they going with the flow because they hear new specs.
Yeah.
And like, that's all you hear is people just happy because they got new specs in it. And I'm like, this is why I have to get away from YouTube, because it's stuff like this that we should be standing together asking questions instead of fighting along each other talking about my console better because they got 180 pixels more than yours. This is the shit that I'm talking about.
See, I agree with you, man. That's what Sony's going to do. They're going to separate us, the old PlayStation, from the new PlayStation. And that's what they're going to do with this step. They're going to separate the shit out of us.
And that's what I'm thinking, that they're going to have to. Because they talking about, oh no, both games will work in both consoles. After a while, depending on how strong this console is, the 4.5, developers just going to like, you know what, we just making games for this. Because we get a better outcome on this than try to do it to this. Because when we try to downgrade it, everything is just messed up. Everything is shitty. It's running at a shitty frame rate.
It's
true. Can't get it to 30.
Any of you guys hear about the PSP developers? The PSP developers. There are a plethora amount of underground developers still developing games on the PSP. So not to say that they're living in the past, but guess what? It allows them to put out their games. It allows them to do this. And when it comes to specs, who gives a fuck? They can put their game out there. Now, this is something also that Sony doesn't blow up about. I just thought I would mention that just in case you guys were looking to save some money on mobile games. You got a shit ton of PSP games, and developers are still going ham on it. Food for thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I still have my PSP.
actually, one developer that spoke out against that was BioWare. They did spoke out against that. They just say they are disagreeing with the idea of Sony's coming out with a PS4 PS4.5 because that's more work on these developers. So it's like they got to make 2 different versions of the game in which that's gonna That costs them a lot of time and money. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, it's like if they want to make the most money, then they gotta cater towards that 40 million install base, more than the new one. I don't know, man. It's
I like
it's
that.
confusing, and like I say, Bioware, they shouldn't be the only one. Other companies should be speaking out on that behalf because I'm pretty sure a lot of them is about to get pissed off. It's going to cost a lot of money. I'll go ahead, man.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I mean, that completely went past my head. With each different version of a game coming out, I mean, these developers could fall into a shit ton of debt. I mean, look at look at Bungie. Shit, they stuck for life probably with that motherfucking game. And I mean, how stuck up and stingy are these publishers going to be when it comes to making games? Like, how selfish are they going to be towards the investment of these developers? Because if you ask me, with these new consoles coming out, these damn developers didn't even have enough time to develop one game to keep up with the current flow. They got to hurry up and change the specs, and that shit's expensive, dude. I mean, I still talk to developers. Each time they had to change something, it costs money. The employees, oh my god, this is an epidemic now that I think about it. This shit finna get out of hand.
Okay.
Really, that's why I say this generation is messed up. And I know a guy had responded to me, Real Gamer, on your video about Capcom. He was like, I don't see how this generation is messed up. He's like, I got great games, and I'm like, yeah. And out of those great games, how many times have we been fucked over by developers? And now we get fucked over with new consoles.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think that's that dude. He always trolls me. Is he a pony?
Yeah, because he said a lot of Sony like exclusive, like Bloodborne and stuff like that.
Oh my god. I don't know why there's not enough Sony guys out there speaking against Sony about the lack of IPs that they used to have when actually the PlayStation used to be a really good console to have. Where's the Crash Bandicoot? Like, we've been waiting for that for a very long time. I love the series. So I don't know what the hell are they doing. Like, I know a lot of people have been wanting a Jack and Dexter for a very long time, and I don't know. Maybe Naughty Dog might not do it no more because I remember it was like a year ago they said that they don't want to make cartoony games anymore. I think that's how they quoted it. But it's a whole bunch of Sony franchises that we used to play back then. We don't see them no more because it seems like majority of these games we getting these days is nothing but run and gun shooters. And there's nothing wrong with shooters, but I can't get this too much. It's too many of them, man. We need different. We need different genres of games, and that's why I said gaming back then was the beast, man. It was the best, and we had so many.
That's why I keep my Dreamcast plugged up.
Like it sounds weird to say this because as gamers we want to see things progress a lot, but the real problem is that video games are becoming too real now. Like, they want everything to be super real. And with VR and stuff coming out, it's probably only going to be worse. Like, they'll probably do a lot more sports games, a lot more shooters, and make a lot less like cartoony and animated games just because they want the realism of VR.
I mean, with that being said, is that not the cancer?
I think it is.
I mean, yeah, it totally is. I mean, every time they try to keep up with what's current and just give us better specs, that's where we get fucked over. Fuck the visuals. I want a good story. If I can't get immersed in your product, why are you trying to sell me just a glimmer of it? And that's what I felt like with this generation. That's why I don't mind playing old games, and when I see that same company come out with a brand new game, I'm going to question them to death to make sure, hey, you're not going to fuck me over, right? It's not about the specs. If you're passionate about giving us great content, then do your thing. I don't think these publishers are putting any of us first. Sony might, maybe Nintendo. I do think Nintendo is actually putting the gamers first this time.
Yeah, like this season, it seems all the indie developers are only really the ones that are really putting effort in. Like, I played way more indie games this year than I've ever played in my life. Like, it's absurd.
I started off with indie games, and that's why I'm still into other.
I wasn't even playing any games, until I guess Old Dirty and Alex got me into it. Like, actually, a lot more fun. I suggest y'all try them out.
And they're usually nice and affordable too, like
yeah,
$5-10.
I'm not sure if y'all played Child of Light, but that is an amazing game, man. It's a the art style is beautiful, and of course I got it for free on my Xbox Gold about a year ago. So I tried it out. I love the game. If you ain't tried it, play it. What else I played? Was it Timbo? Timbo, the badass elephant? Is it Timbo? I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Really fun game. Really fun game. Try it out. It's a lot of games out there to try out, on the indie side, man. Just to take a break from these damn shooters, man. Because that's basically what we're getting in the majority of these games. And I don't know, man. Like I said, this generation as a whole it's a disaster. Don't get me wrong. There were some really good games that came out. Witcher 3 was probably one of the best games that came out. The story. If you love a good story, that's a really good story. Graphics. Oh my God, that's probably the best looking game I've ever witnessed playing. That's a beautiful looking game. Talking about almost realistic.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Man,
that deserves all this hype, right?
It
That's
deserve
that's one of few. I mean, look how little that list is.
Yeah, it's a small list. Compare that to, like I said, compare that to the sixth generation, from the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation era, to the Dreamcast, GameCube, the PS2, the Xbox, the original Xbox. Like, those was an amazing generation because we had a shitload of games to play. From different.
And these are the developers started over.
Different variety of games. And I feel that we're not getting enough variety. It's like the same shit. We're getting the same crap, and of course, with the same crap, like the same games we played about a couple of years ago when it was on the 360 and the PS3. So that's why I said this generation is a disaster. And plus, what was I guess to kick us while we're down, they basically about to put out another system through the mid-cycle of this generation. This is crazy, man. And for some reason, I think it's going to work. It didn't work with Sega when they tried the 32X crap. But honestly, Sony ain't going to do it. It's going to work because people are going to fall for it because that's Sony. They do anything. People they're going to pay for it. They're going to buy it because, let's be honest, man. Ever since Sony didn't step foot into this gaming market, this console market, they've been dominant. Every generation except the PS3. And the PS3 still sold over 80 million. Even though they started the third generation off on a bad note, the first couple of years. Really bad third-party ports. Of course, the 360 was the system to go to the first few years, but they came back and outsold the 360, even though the 360 was out a year before. So that tells you the PlayStation is going to dominate, even though they might make poor business practices, but people is going to fall for it and they just going to, like I say, they're just gonna blindfoldly just keep falling for the shit, man. That's just how I feel about it. Anybody else on the topic?
So, man, it was the games that made the PlayStation 3 pick back up their head, made Sony pick up their head with the PlayStation 3, not the actual hardware itself.
Honestly, and see, that's how I feel. I felt the PS3 was still kind of underwhelming because there were so many more games on the PS2. Like, I felt like after you played, like, God of War, Assassin's Creed, and Uncharted, I felt like that was pretty much it, unless you were just playing, like, a subscription game like DC Online. The PS3 just felt like kind of dry to me. I didn't feel like it had as many games as the PS2. Like, the PS2, you had a lot of anime-style games. You had Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, that's the beast.
Exactly. You had Mega Man Legends. And the funny thing is, all these popular Kingdom Hearts games that's on the PS4 were all PS2 games in Japanese. Because back in 2011, I played the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix in Japanese on PS2. We're just getting all that stuff in English now. So it's still just like rehashed stuff. And then let's not forget you had Final Fantasy X. Not 10-2, we don't talk about that game. But the original Final Fantasy X with Auron and Tidus and all that. Like, the PS2 was just so good that it kind of makes up for the PS3 being abysmal and, well, the PS4 being booty. Because it was just such a good game. And then you even have, like, these beat-em-up style games. Like, I remember they had this, like, arcade-style Batman on the PS2 where you can do, like, these crazy chain combos that were, like, 50 hits with Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, and they used to talk trash and stuff. It was kind of set up like the Ninja Turtle style, Turtles in Time type game, but edgier, more of a, like, teen-rated game. Like, you can't beat that. And I think because it was so good, it kind of just eats off the reputation now. Kind of like Nintendo did off the Super Nintendo, if that makes any sense.
Okay, okay. Anybody else? I guess not. If there's any questions in the chat, I say we got 17 people watching right now. If there's any questions that y'all have, just let us know. We will answer that the best we possibly can. The next topic is this. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, with this Nintendo NX madness that's going on, rumors on top of rumors on top of rumors. We probably average maybe 2 to 3 rumors a day for the past few months. People get really, really hyped for it. And I was watching, was it Ian the GameCube? I don't know if y'all heard it. He's a Nintendo channel. Pretty cool guy. We both follow each other on Twitter, and he's a cool guy. He made a video about is hyping up the NX a good thing? It can be a good thing. I know a lot of people is sick and tired of the hype. They just want the console to come out. But is hyping up the console, is that like free publicity for the NX? Maybe these gamers want the NX to come out because they know how abysmal the sales of the Wii U is. And, of course, they know how abysmal the gaming lineup was with the Wii U. So they still hype that, especially with all these rumors that's coming out every day on how powerful this system is. And on these, we possibly going to get a whole bunch of games, really strong third-party support, a whole bunch of Wii U ports. That's a good sign. If they give us a lot of Wii U ports, that's really good. I really would support that. And third-party. So it's like this. If the NX can have full-on third-party support, and on top, Nintendo actually giving us a whole shitload of games like they used to back then I don't see no reason to buy another console unless you want to buy Halo for Xbox or maybe Uncharted for the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, whatever. I don't see no reason to buy another console if Nintendo can actually have strong third-party support, and on top of having the games that we actually want. So, is hyping up this NX, is it a good thing or a bad thing? It could be both. What do you think, Nick?
It's a terrible thing. And I already said this before. It's just like people are coming up with...
You there? I think we lost Nick.
I think Nintendo cut his mic off.
You still there, Nick?
Hold on, give me a second. Wait,
I think you pissed off Nintendo. You got them hacking. They hacking your shit.
Hold on.
I can come back to you if you want.
Right, hello? Hello?
Like you about to go into a rant.
Hello?
Are we hearing you?
Okay, you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it was like I was saying, like these people are coming up with their own definition, their own wish list of what they want this thing to have. And while I'm pretty sure there might be a few things in there that Nintendo's going to throw into this new system, I doubt it's going to be anywhere close to what anybody is really looking for. And I just feel like they're going to announce this thing and people are going to be like so heartbroken because it didn't meet their specific fantasy of what the next Nintendo system is going to be. And that's the problem. And that's why I'm sitting here. I'm waiting until E3, from Nintendo themselves actually comes out and says something. I'm just not buying into all these like freaking stories and fairy tales and wish lists and bedtime stories that people are telling themselves about this system. And hey, if a lot of these things come out, that's great. But at the same time, it's still, when you think about it, it's still Nintendo. They're still going to try to do some stuff their way. And while I'm hoping some of this stuff happens, at the same time, like, I'm not 100% sure it's going to, but I'm not expecting anything, like, super exciting. I don't know, but like I'm saying, I think people are hyping this thing up to the point where they're just gonna, no matter what Nintendo comes out with this system, they're just gonna be disappointed because it's not to their specific tastes. Like there's like 10 million people out there who want their own version of this console, and it just doesn't work that way. If you want your own version of a gaming system, build a PC.
Okay, is that all you got on that?
So yeah, pretty much.
I knew you had something to say. What about you, Jay? Is it a bad thing or a good thing with people hyping up the NX? Is it because maybe usually when consoles come out, they come out between every 5 to 7 years. It's kind of like how I'm trying to remember. Was it in the GameCube mentioned that? It might have been somebody else, maybe Player Essence. I forgot. It's kind of like Christmas. It's kind of like Christmas that come every few years. Is that why people are happy that that possibly the NX coming out this year? Well, I won't say possibly because they have to. Nintendo cannot afford for the Wii U to stay on the market another year. They cannot. Is it possibly because people are happy because we get to have a new system? With games.
What's the point? What's the point in getting happy if Nintendo still has the same policies that that restrict gamers from enjoying the full game? What's the point if Nintendo comes out with another console and they're still treating their fans the same way? I mean, there's no point in hyping it up if they still have the same attitude. You can give me a brand new shiny toy. No, you can give me a brand new shiny watch. But if it still ticks the same, if it still makes that same loud ticking noise, I don't want it. You ever had a watch that ticked really loud and you got a brand new one that ticked, but it was silent? And that's why I'm going with Nintendo. If they come out with a new product, but it still has that same clockwork, it's still moving. They're still moving the same. They're still basically they're not listening. Basically, they're not giving enough content out. They're not being more verbal with their community. Then what's the point? They still will fail. So Nintendo, when they come out with another product, show absolute dedication that you were listening to your fans. Show us that you know how to delegate your practices with the people that you trust. Show us that it's not about a money thing. And also, the price still hasn't dropped, right, for the Wii U?
No, it hasn't.
Nope.
So that's a sign right there. But everybody else underground, Nick confirmed it and I confirmed it, everybody else underground has released bundles of product out there, selling it off and not even talking on it. But Nintendo, they so desperate, they say, well, you know what? We're not even going to drop the prices, which is the same practice. So nothing has changed with your old generation, but yet we should all get hyped up and believe that the NX is going to change everything. Why should I believe the hype or be sold into your product if you haven't shown me any promising signs with your current gen? You haven't shown me any promising signs that you can, in fact, fuck this shit, you can let third-party developers develop games on the Wii U right now if you wanted to. If you wanted to show promising signs that you're going to roll it over to the NX. But you're not doing that. You're not dropping sales. You're not dropping prices. You just focus on the new thing. If the new thing in Nintendo book is sell, 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 they haven't learned, bro. They have failed again. And all of the hype, all that hype was for nothing. In fact, history repeats itself. Too close to call. Too close to home. History repeats itself with what? The Wii U already? You failed with the last one, now you're going to fail with this one? Woo! So,
but maybe if Nintendo just says specs, people run out and buy it.
And you know what? They talk the same specs with the Wii U. But when it really came down to it, where was the third-party support? Where was the major discounts that everybody was wanting? So if history repeats itself, to me, in a way, they have already failed. If you made a mistake in the past, forgive it. But don't keep. If you have the power to make it right, make it right. It's like if you told your mom, hey mom, I'm finna go plant those roses. You didn't do it over a fucking year ago. Guess what? You got all the time in the world from the time now to the time she hits the grave, Lord forbid, to go plant those roses. Why wouldn't you do it, right? So what I'm saying is Nintendo, they got time to show that the NX can be promising by still showing promising signs with the Wii U. Bring in third-party support. I know they're asking. I heard one developer snapping on them about the NX. So I know developers are snapping on them about the Wii U, or have already. They probably gave up on Nintendo with that shit though. But yeah, it's all about policies, man. And if nothing changed, nobody should buy into the hype. Nobody should really support it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Show it off if you can. If you got the money, show us what we can expect. I love that. You know, Real Gamer, I'm pretty sure you're all hyped up for the NX. So if you have the money, hell yeah, man, buy that damn thing and let us know.
I'm hyped. You know, I'm skeptical. Maybe because we have all these dry spells, maybe a lot of those games are getting shifted towards the NX. I mean, with all the remember the massive backlash that Nintendo got with this whole Metroid situation, maybe they making a Metroid for the NX, and I swear to God, I will be hyped. I really, really would be hyped because honestly, that's why I bought the Wii U for, because we get to play these Nintendo franchises for the first time in HD. So actually, the Wii U made a. I know that we talk about this generation was not a major leap, but on the Nintendo side, it was a major leap because this is Nintendo's first HD console. We never played any Nintendo games in HD before. So I was really hyped for HD Zelda. I was really hyped for HD Metroid, in which which Nintendo failed us. They failed us. And like I say, with all these rumors, speculations that a lot of this is getting shifted over to the NX, and some of these Wii U games are getting shifted to the NX as well. I'm skeptical, and if these rumors are true, and if Nintendo would actually announce this shit. Actually confirmed at E3 that a lot of these games are going to NX, and possibly Smash Brothers and Zelda, Metroid at launch, maybe another Mario Sunshine at launch, dude. I will I will turn my channel to a hype channel. I'm just being honest. I would turn my channel into an Etika-like channel. Dude, fans don't want those kind of games. Like, come on, if we had those kind of games launch, dude, I would fucking be hyped as hell. Nintendo has the IPs to get people hyped, but it's Nintendo that's continuously and doing these bad business practices. And I felt that they kind of went amiibo crazy with this generation. They should have kept out the games. I'm just being honest. They should have left it out, man. I felt that they trolled us. They trolled us with this Metroid. Remember last year's E3? Oh, was it last year's E3 or was it? No, it was Was it last year's E3 or the E3 before? Reggie Fils-Aimé had a Metroid pin on his jacket, and everybody's like, "Oh man, we're about to get a Metroid game." I was like, "Hell yeah, we're about to get a Metroid on Wii U." And
I don't think it was E3. I think it was something else before E3.
Huh?
I think it was something before E3.
It probably was before E3, but everybody thought we was gonna have a Metroid game. I was like, "Man, we about to have a Metroid game." And yes, we got that Federation Force shit. And
there is a Metroid game coming out right now.
Oh Jesus Christ! They don't even count. They don't even count, man. You mean Federation Force. That's the name of Federation Force. Take Metroid out.
Excuse me, Metroid Prime Federation.
Man, that's whatever, dude. That thing should have got canceled. Just look at the feedback, the negative feedback Nintendo got twice. They got the negative feedback at E3 and what that's past Direct. They got a negative feedback on that game. It got so bad that Nintendo disabled the like bar. That tells you what us Nintendo fans want.
People petitioned to try to get rid of that game.
I was so pissed. I disliked that video twice. I went to my other account. So that's why honestly that's why I was so hyped for the Wii U, because it's Nintendo's first HD console, and I would love to play their franchise. And like I said a long time ago, Zelda is my most favorite all-time game ever. I was so hyped to play it in HD, and we're still waiting on the Zelda game. And we are in the Wii U's fourth year, still waiting. And ever since the announcement of the Zelda Wii U, there has been how many Zelda games? About 8 different Zelda games. Like on the 3DS or remasters or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, man. Like, Nintendo did so many questionable things that got me to rant. I did a lot of rant with Nintendo these past couple of years because I was so disappointed. I had high hopes for them, and they failed me. This is their first HD console, and they fucked it up badly. They did, and that's why I was kind of, satisfied that they are bringing out the NX ASAP because of the negative feedback that they got with the Wii U. They cannot afford to let this thing sit here in this console market dead dry another year. They cannot afford it. They need to come out with this NX, before it's too late, because the fan base is dropping like flies, man. It's dropping. That's just all I got to say about that. Anybody else have to chime in on this?
They'll never admit it, man. That's the sad thing. When sales are doing bad, they'll never admit it because they're embarrassed. They got caught with their pants down. But people have been preaching to them all the time, saying what they should do, and they'll say, "Oh well, we take your information, we take your information, and we're reviewing over the data." That's what they do, man. But huh?
Said we'll take it under advisement or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. So, look, man. Microsoft and Sony show promising signs that they do listen. I mean, those bundles. Go on your Walmart. Go to Walmart right now. Check out the bundles. Look how many of those damn bundles sold out. Look how many Xboxes got sold out. Look at the stocks, you guys. Look at the money flow. Don't look at the numbers. They know they're doing it, but like seriously, Nintendo, they will fail if their policies are the same. Now they can revise a policy all day and still keep it restricted in certain areas to keep the bases how they should be. But if your policies are the same, you failed. Which means that if I was working at Nintendo right now, right, and I knew about the NX specs, okay, great. And then I got my hands on the policy, and I say, hey, whoa. This is the same policy, the same reference, the same affidavits that we did with the last one, with the Wii U. Are we really going to restrict our fan base to the same practices? Oh yeah, it looks shiny, but shiny don't mean shit if we're not giving them that content that they asked. Oh, I mean, with some of the games that they have already announced, oh my god, like more Mario, more Donkey Kong. I'm not knocking it, but I'm a hardcore gamer. Give me that bloody shit, man. Where is it at? Why don't I hear? Say that again.
I said that's what third party comes in at.
Yeah. Now we did hear that Activision is going to be hooking up with them, but that tells me, okay, you're still focused on microtransactions and money. Okay, where is the underground developers at, dude? That's what sold me on the Wii U. All my games, with the exception, with the project, so I don't know if they're too underground, kinda, but that's what sold me with the Nintendo GameCube. That's what sold me. All that third-party greatness I got was the best gaming years of my life. I couldn't put down a Nintendo GameCube game. I couldn't put it down. All their third-party development was ace. AAA titles, if you ask me. They did great.
Yep, they did.
That DVD player shit. But it was revolutionary with that small CD and all that energy that could put out. The very first Spawn game. Wow. They had bloody games on there, man.
They had the exclusive rights to Resident Evil 4 at that time.
But what really sold it was that launch, with that pricing launch, $100. Wow, all that, and it came out with the second wireless controller, the Wavebird. I mean, this was revolutionary. This was Nintendo, if you ask me, at its finest moment ever. They wasn't so strict. They wasn't being major dicks about sharing your content. But all of that went away. But what started all of this? What gave them the big head? I wish I really knew the origin of what made Nintendo crack down so hard, not only on themselves, but their fan base as well. There are limited.
I honestly think that Nintendo's gonna take a different approach this coming up generation. They're gonna be a lot more humble this time because they know what happened last time when they tried to be arrogant with the Wii U. They tried to be arrogant because of the Wii success. They felt that nothing can stop them, and look what happened to them. So I think they're gonna make a different approach with this coming up NX console, whatever the name of this console is gonna be. Honestly, I think they should keep the NX word because it sounds catchy. Nintendo NX.
Who's
I
in charge of the marketing? Who's the lead marketing for Nintendo? Does anyone know?
Fargo.
Because you need to fire that motherfucker. You need to fire his ass. Because he should know what sells and what doesn't sell. So if that motherfucker hasn't been fired yet, I would fire the shit out of him. I wouldn't even give him, for the NX project, he wouldn't step an ounce in the lab with the development team. His ass is canned because he failed. He failed. And his track record for how Nintendo sold is proof of that. The Nintendo Wii U, it's proof that he failed them. That is what marketing directors do. They know what sells. They know what works. And they are supposed to be the ones that not only watching the numbers, but are listening to what works. So hopefully Nintendo, if they really want to make it right, they fire that motherfucker. And that's real.
Yeah. I don't even know who that person is. It seems like people like us is marketing the Wii U a lot more than Nintendo themselves. And that's bad. Damn, man. Anybody else on this, man?
Yeah, I think I'm not hyped for the NX. I mean, because all I hear is rumors. Now, like you said, Real Gamer. I agree with Gamer Nate said. Even Jay, Nintendo got to make some changes. And what I'm waiting to hear from Nintendo themselves. If they tell us a little bit something before E3, that's fine. Once E3 come and we know what the system is, if it's a hybrid or it's just a console or it's both or what the specs are, if it comes out what the people were saying was true, that's fine. Now all Nintendo needs is third party. And like I've been saying in a couple of podcasts, I know Nintendo likes to be different. Okay, you got to give us party chat, invites. Now, with the third party, you can have these third parties that the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 is getting. But go behind the scenes, Nintendo. Go behind the scenes. Get these third party exclusive to the NX. And what I'm talking about games that we played and that we love. And games I'm talking about, they need to go to Capcom.
Oh, somebody bought Capcom, man. They suck.
Nintendo needs to go to Capcom. Fund the money. If you don't want Capcom to do it, that's fine. Do a Mega Man exclusively for the NX. Fund them the money. You tell them fuck it. Tell them, give us the rights, let us do it, and give it to Retro Studio. Now, tell Capcom, also, we will fund this. Give us, damn, one of my favorite games on the GameCube. Shit. The dude that used to, he slowed down time. He went into the movies to save his girlfriend. He could slow down time. He could.
Prince of Persia?
No.
Beautiful Joe. Yeah,
Beautiful Joe. Go get Beautiful Joe 3 exclusive. Go get a fighting game. Go get Bloody Roar exclusive.
Oh, yes.
This is what Nintendo have to do with third party. Yeah, we can get all those other, Madden and Call of Duty and and all that, but you want exclusive titles that's not going to come to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. You know what I'm saying? It's like with those exclusive we play, hell, get Onimusha while you with it. Say, hey, we will fund the money for Onimusha exclusively to the NX. And when Nintendo does this and they change their policies, then we as consumers will start looking at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Nintendo done changed up from the Wii into, the NX. And look at these exclusives that they're getting from third party, let alone the other exclusive that they're adding on from, the Xbox One. If Nintendo do that, man, this generation spend money to get exclusives. I'm telling you, them games we played back in the day that was fun, grab them. I say snatch them. Tell Capcom we will fund the money for another Resident Evil game, but it have to be a Resident Evil game like Resident Evil 4. We don't want this new crap where you running and gunning. We want a true horror game. We will fund the money. If you need help, we have studios that will help and get a classic Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say this right quick, because when you talk about it was Beautiful Joe, I got it wrong. But I looked up time. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Time Splitter. It was Time Splitter. Time Splitter.
Yes.
You ever heard that?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to have it on the GameCube. Yes.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now, and I said, you know what? It was by Free Radical Design. And I said, you know what? And it made me think when I looked this game up. I said that was one of the best games I've ever had. Once again, Underground as well.
Yep.
How can you like contact these companies and say, we fucked up, we cut you loose, we fucked up, we cut you loose years ago, but you made us look good back then. Can we get your support again? See, well, they done cut a lot of help, bro. They done cut a lot of help out. So if I was Nintendo, I would be on begging knee, asking all these developers what gave them such a great name to come back, and they needed the whole fucking staff. Especially that marketing director. Get on your hands and knees and beg for these underground third-party developers to come back. It's your only shot.
Yeah, Nintendo have to. You know what? I truly believe that they have third-party with the NX, because just looking at now Microsoft trying to make a new, Xbox, I don't see them just doing it because they hear specs of the NX. They have to know that third party is on board for them to be rushing out another console less than 3 years.
That has to be. That's what I'm thinking.
So I think third party is there. And for them being there, Nintendo has to snatch up some of these old exclusives. I'm telling you, man, people see Beautiful Joe, Time Splitter, Bloody Roar, man, they see classic games like that from last generation and generation before that come exclusive to the NX. Man, you can't tell me people ain't gonna hesitate to go and grab an NX, especially if it's doing what they supposed to do, changing their policies with, friend invites and party chats. If Nintendo comes out and say they have all this with no restriction and third party, it's going to be a lot of people like, you know what, I'm going to grab an NX with my Xbox One, or with my PlayStation 4, or hell, with my PC, or fuck, give me all four.
Yeah.
So that's what Nintendo have to do, and I'm just waiting patiently, for E3 to see what they say.
It's June, right?
Yeah, it's always the second week of June, am I right?
Yeah, like the second week of June.
Can I ask you guys a question?
I will say one thing about Nintendo, though. I like some of the small changes they've been making towards the end of the Wii U life cycle. Like some of the more original games. Like, I don't really care about Splatoon, but I like how innovative it is and how original it is. And I especially like Pokken and how different it is. Because I thought it was going to be, super casual. Not to talk down about Smash, but Smash is still kind of more on the party game side, where Pokken feels more like a real fighter. So I like that they're at least working more towards trying to get more newer IPs out right now at this moment.
Okay, if there's some Wii U ports that y'all would love for it to go to the NX, what games would y'all would love for it, for these games to go? Which games?
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers, no Splatoon.
Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
Two games I would want. They were on GameCube though. I would want Melee, because personally I like Melee better than Smash 4 just for being more technical. Like, I like doing L canceling. I like wave dashing and stuff like that. I like how much more technical it is. And then I really want to see Skies of Arcadia Legends again, because I'm a big RPG fan, and I thought that was a really good game on
I want a
GameCube.
sequel to Skies of Arcadia. I already played Legends. I want a sequel.
Yeah, it was a good game. I definitely want another one.
I have no particular game, only particular genres. I want fighting and I want shooter RPGs. That's it. That's what they need. That's why I left Nintendo, because they took that out. They took that away from me. So I said, fuck them.
Yeah, like the return of Contra would be nice.
If you had tried Xenoblade, it's pretty good. It would take your soul. Like, I swear, I was playing that game for about 2 weeks straight, man.
I got it recently.
I done fucking put over 60 hours into that game. I was only halfway done with the campaign. I was like, God damn. But yeah, man, that was a good game. I think Xenoblade should be one of the ports to the NX. Xenoblade, Splatoon, Smash Brothers, Pokken Tournament. I won't say not Mario Kart, because of course it's gonna be a Mario Kart 9. It's an every generation deal. And with Smash Brothers, I don't think the creator's making another one. What's his name? I forgot. Is it Sakurai?
Yeah.
I think this is his last one.
Because it puts a lot of stress on them making the game.
Yeah, so it makes perfect sense for Smash Brothers to get ported over. So we go another generation, playing Smash Brothers, and of course, I think it would be a smart business move if they include all the DLC, and it will be a smash hit. Because y'all remember, a lot of Nintendo fans refused to buy a Wii U because they did not want to buy this console. They said it was too gimmicky. No third-party support. Even Nintendo didn't even support the console that much. We know how Nintendo supports their previous consoles. They support it a lot. And with the Wii U, they didn't really support it that much. Maybe because it has something to do with HD, and I think they admitted that it was kind of hard to develop these games HD. I think it was like maybe the first few months of the Wii U's life cycle, they came out and said that. But what's that?
I hear you, bro. And you're trying to justify Nintendo. I hear you full throttle. But I'm going to say something that's going to sound kind of ballistic. Whenever you play a video games bring you into the future of what technology, how things can be in life, decision, cognitive thinking. These games bring us into the future, our mind frame. They increase a lot of things. So this is going to sound weird. But how can you make games that are in the future? But not develop product that's not in the future. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is Nintendo, with their development team, how can you not know what we expect? How can you not give us that decision making with your technology? How can you not know that you guys didn't want party chat? How in the fuck can you not know? But I hear you, Real Gamer. I hear you trying to justify it. But in all honesty, they get no credit from me.
They do know, but I don't think they'll ever do party chat because Nintendo likes playing the parent and being a family company, and you can't have a nice community with live chat. You can't. You just can't.
Exactly.
The stuff that kids are gonna hear, because I think we can be honest, a lot of kids still play Nintendo systems. Like parents that pay attention to what their kids do, that block them out of watching certain TV shows and stuff like that, are the parents that buy them Nintendo system. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think they'll ever do chat, because it'd be hard to filter.
But like you said, though, man, you say parenting, I say, massive authority. I mean, we already got too much shit over our head, paying taxes and all this other bullshit that ain't even legally documented. So why in the fuck do we need to do that in a virtual world? Why do we need authority over us in a virtual world? Something that's not physical, something that we actually can't physically touch. Nintendo, you have
that's
no
easy.
grounds.
It's for the same reason why developers can't make video games without people complaining, hey, it's a girl that looks like this in this game, or the guy looks like that. Like, the culture of gaming is just so PC now that, like, to some degree, I can't blame Nintendo for that. Because everything's just way too political.
Yeah, but all that ignoring that they did, they really suffered themselves this time.
I wasn't really trying to justify Nintendo, because Nintendo did a lot of shady ass shit, a lot of stupid ass shit that got me pissed off this generation.
What did you guys hear? What happened over there in North Korea that Nintendo did? They laid off 80% of the staff.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was like my 2 weeks
pretty
ago,
messed up.
something like that. But yeah, with Nintendo, man, they just like when you mentioned a while ago about the whole the pricing with this Wii U, I feel that that's a slap in the face to the fans because Nintendo, like we ain't really got many games in the system, so why do you want to continuously sell this system for a expensive price, knowing that there is no third-party support, even though third-party support takes up about 60 or 70% of the gaming libraries. So
And is that
Nintendo,
not half-ass backwards? Is that not half-ass backwards? How do you come out with a GameCube for $100 and have the shitload of third-party developers, but you come out with a new technology, which is the Wii U, and you give out less games, and you basically can all your third-party?
yeah,
How did we
that's
step
what I
to
was
the
saying. No,
game?
I read about that a lot of times. Of course, you got the Nintendo apologists that like to defend it, and you got some people that actually saying that well, it would be a dumb thing for Nintendo to do that because that extra money is going towards the NX. But what about the consumers that actually want to purchase a Wii U to play some of those games like Splatoon or Mario 3D World, Smash Bros? Like, what about them? You know, like why do they want to spend $300 for a console that is on its way out? That is half-assed. No, that's backwards.
It's true.
That's
I think 150 is a reasonable price for the
it
Wii
is a
U, to be
reasonable
completely
price.
honest.
You know,
What? Hold on, wait. For the what?
For the Wii U, I think 150 is honestly a reasonable price.
it is.
I agree. I agree.
It is a
Honestly, that's
reasonable
what I
price.
got mine for. I got it off eBay for 150. I wouldn't pay more than that.
Oh, damn. Good luck.
Yeah, that's why I want to buy another Wii U, but I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna pay $300 just to get some of those few games back. I'm always gonna wait to the NX.
Yes.
Unless somebody is selling the Wii U from about $150. If somebody sell it, I will buy it. But as far as paying the extra 150, hell no. That extra money go towards the new console that's coming out.
Even with
This
the
year.
NX, I think I'm gonna wait to the end of the life cycle, kind of middle to end, like I did with the Wii U, just to see how things there are and kind of feel it out.
Well, that was already a questionable. This Wii U, it started off bad. Like when the specs was announced, people was already trashing the console before it even came out. But if these specs are true, with this NX, then the launch of that system is going to be the complete opposite. With the Wii U, because people want some power. They want specs. That's why the PS4 is selling so great because of specs. People play specs and sales. They don't play games. They play. Wow, look at those graphics.
At the same time, if the NX is gonna be 4K, how much are they gonna sell that system for?
I doubt it. So who the hell would come out with a 4K system for $400 or $500, knowing that people on PCs pay thousands of dollars?
Exactly. It'd break the company's pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, if they're gonna come out with an upgradable console, I think it's gonna be deadlocked 1080p 60 frames. I'm fine with that. If it's like $400, I'll be happy to spend money on a system that I'm gonna have 60 frames per second on all my games, 1080p. That's good. I'm fine with that. And the majority of these gamers out here, their TVs are between 720p to 1080p. Not many of them
Exactly.
have 4K TVs because them things are still pricey.
$1,500, and
Hell
that's at
no,
like
Space.
BJ's, a discount club.
You
that's
know
not
what?
Discount club.
It's plain and simple. Nintendo needs to get with the times and go back to the times. And they need to find a middle ground between the two. What used
No,
to work
what
with
they
the
need to do. I'm gonna quote what Old Dirty said in his video he did a few months ago. They need to fall in line. Remember that video, Old Dirty?
Yeah.
exactly.
They need to fall in line.
But
Yep.
what used to
That's
work,
a really good video.
what what made Nintendo so great is that they were the first ones that opened their ears. I don't know when the hell they shut their ears, man.
they got
I don't
arrogant. The Wii made them arrogant. After the Wii, it made them arrogant. That's what it was.
It did. Right, but you know what? I think
They made
Sony's
so
also
much
getting
money, dude. They
arrogant
made so
too.
much money. They didn't care. They didn't want to listen to the fan base. At least this is why I give Phil Spencer some credit. He actually listens to the fan base. He actually, when I say listen, he talked to people on Twitter. Do you see to talk to people on Twitter? No, I think he does.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
he does. No, do Reggie Fils-Aimé talk to people on Twitter? No.
Hell no.
Do Kimishima or whenever Iwato's alive, do he talk to people on Twitter? Hell no. Only time the only person I know that was on Twitter was Moto when he said, "Can y'all please don't do this?" He said he saw Mario and Luigi kissing, and he telling people, "Yeah, please don't do this." I guess some inappropriate he did that. That's the only time that I know anybody from Nintendo higher ups went on Twitter to talk to us. But it was about that. They weren't talking to us about voicing our concerns with their product. They did not do that. They don't care. They don't care.
And see, that's what he's fucked up at. This is a sales market, bro. This is a sales market. Now, I know you guys are big heads that you can't talk to everybody, but if you always want to make these goddamn public announcement at Paxol and E3, and basically when you do shit like that and you don't do shit in between, you telling us what you're going to give us without our motherfucking opinion. You just say, okay, we're on stage, this is what we're going to give you. That is what pisses a lot of people off. You need to talk in between to make sure to give us that leeway that you listening, to ease that pressure off of us that you listening. But if you're not talking in between, then you done fucked up. That tells me when you get on stage, you finna say basically one thing for 3 days in a row. I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you. Take it or leave it.
So y'all telling me if Nintendo comes out with the most powerful console out of the other two consoles, full blown third party support, a whole bunch of third party exclusives. So what would y'all guys be gaming on mostly if Nintendo actually have a lot of these games and more first party games too? Which system would be getting more? Nintendo has they got it. They have the games. The deal is, are they gonna do it? That's the question. Are they going to do it? Are they actually going to cater to the real Nintendo fans, not the apologists?
See, my thing is, I want them to define power, and I say this because a lot of people don't really understand specs too well, and power doesn't necessarily have to mean graphics. Power can mean a stronger processor too.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget to consider that because a stronger processor can be faster frames. I mean, so far with gaming, we've done 60. But what's not to say Nintendo wants to try to up the frames? I mean, on PC gaming, we get more than 62. So, I mean, if you can run a game in a smooth frame rate that's even higher than 60, that may be a possibility. Instead of upping the graphics to just up the speed.
It's easier to run Nintendo games at 60 frames per second because a lot of our games are cartoony.
Exactly.
But if it's The Legend of Zelda, that's different because that's based more of their hardcore kind of games. That's different. It's kind of hard to run at 60. I'm not sure what that's going to be.
Because if they did a faster processor, and let's say hypothetically went faster than 60 frames, it would work for quite a lot of their games pretty well. Like going faster than 60 frames for a high action impact game like Star Fox, where you're doing dog fights in the air, or say playing Smash or Pokken, fighting games at a faster frame rate. Because fighting games always do better at really, really fast frame rates. Like Street Fighter on PC be running at like 200 something.
This is where we differentiate, you guys. I love quality. No, I like quality. But I am a quantity man. I want product. I want affordable product. Now, I know that the specs are going to, as long as the specs are good, they don't have to be perfect, because nothing ever is. But I love quantity over quality. Because I know that for a fact, when I buy something, if it's standard, that's cool. But when it comes to quantity, and I can get so much content out of it, I can get so much enjoyment out of this one product, then that means that the quantity has overpowered the quality. So, like, you can pay for the most expensive fucking thing out there for that quality, but it gives you little quantity. And with little quantity, you burn out easily. You burn out fast. So it's like, what the fuck? What? I know we have all bought something for high quality, but the quantity wasn't there. I exercise a lot. I can't tell you how many fucking shoes I used to burn through because I used to go by the name, the Nike sign, the quality of the product. Okay, well, let me start buying these cheap athletic Walmart shoes. Oh wow, that quantity that I got from those athletic shoes, actually they can take way more pounding when I'm lifting weights or when I'm jogging versus those Nike shoes that cost me fucking $120.
Well, you're paying for the brand name.
Exactly, the quality. So I learned my lesson when it comes to quantity versus quality. I'm a quantity guy. I know that the quality is going to look good, but is the quantity going to last me? And that's how I live by now.
Okay.
Me, I gotta have the middle ground. I want both.
Hey, and I respect that, but it's hard to tell if that is never a guarantee that once you get both, which one will actually last you longer. Because if you get that quality, it depends on that content. Is it something that can collect dust? Is it something that can handle mobility? So it's never a guarantee that it would be a 50-50 chance. So that's why I just said, fuck it, a low quantity.
Okay. What about you, Nick? You got anything to chime in on this?
Nah. It's basically, yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I'm just at a wait and see at this point. That's all I can say about it. I don't know anymore.
You know, I was messing with you, man. But that's about wraps it up, man. Unless somebody else, you know what? I guess before we wrap it up, is there anybody in the chat have any questions so we can answer y'all questions before we wrap up this podcast? We give y'all a few minutes if y'all have any questions, because I want to do some Q&As on my podcast.
This is a really good one, man. I'm looking forward now to the June podcast. Oh man, we're gonna rip that one a new one.
It's gonna be a good one, man. I want to take a full week off of work because I want to, of course, I ain't eat 3 weeks. It's like 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure.
3 days. 3 days. No. Was it 4 days? Because you got the initial start, and then everybody gets their chance. Then.
Wait, so it's a Thursday through Sunday event?
No, I think everybody.
Nintendo went first. I think they went first. I'm gonna say that they went first because remember it was on a Sunday that Super Smash Brothers event, and that's when Ryu got leaked for Smash Brothers. Remember? I
think everybody gets 2 days apiece, right? I don't know. Fuck it, I can't remember. Don't quote me.
I forgot. We got a question from Super Mario 99 / Pokemon Nerd 2000. What's up, buddy? Do any of y'all watch Super Mario, Logan, or other plush videos of Mario? What? I'm not sure what he's talking about.
He said Mugen, like the game Mugen.
Logan, Super Mario, Logan, or other plush videos of Mario. I'm not sure what he talking about.
I think you're talking about plush Mario. That's what he's talking about.
Yes, that's what he said. Plush.
No, I never checked out any other videos.
We don't know what you're talking about on that one, Miss Super Mario 1999 / Pokemon. That's a long ass name.
That's a long game.
All right, we got another question. Do y'all think we hear anything at the facial meeting?
What?
What facial meeting?
What's he talking about? You lost me.
I'm not sure. Let me see. Any other questions? Do y'all think they add onto the ports of Smash, Splatoon, Mario Maker, or Zelda?
Leave it be.
Well, I heard they were gonna add some stuff to Smash and Splatoon. Obi-Wan was actually talking about that on his channel. Apparently, they're supposed to just do like some small graphics touch-ups for Smash, and for Splatoon, they're supposed to get some extra DLC. I don't remember exactly what the DLC was. He named exactly what the DLC was on his channel.
Oh, okay. Let me see if we got any more questions. Should Microsoft make a better Xbox One console? This coming from Andrew 13567. Appreciate you for giving us your input. What y'all think?
Technically, aren't they already doing that?
I think it's possible. Like if your question was like more how they would go about it, I think the best way they can do it is to make the console scalable. Like, I feel like if you're going to try to make it upgradable like a PC, then you should make it scalable too. That way, if you up your graphics, or even if you keep the graphics older, it makes it easier for developers to make the game. Because right now, they would have to make, say, one for the old Xbox and one for the new one. So after a while, they're going to make the old one obsolete, so developers don't have to keep doing that. So if they make it scalable like a computer is, then they can just make one version of the game, and you can just scale it on your console on the upgrades that you did, making it a lot easier for your experience to be better and for them to develop for it. So if they make the console scalable like a PC, then they won't have to make multiple games, and they can still have graphics to be even for everyone that buys on that level playing field because it's upgradable and scalable.
Oh, okay, okay. Is there any more questions? We got one from King Ray Arthur. Do you think Nintendo NX going to do good this year in third party support? If it's coming out this year, I think it is coming out this year. And of course, remember when the Wii U came out, they did have strong third party support. And if all these rumors are true about how powerful the system is, I think it will do good, especially if Nintendo will actually give us these launch titles that we've been wanting. You know, if they come out with a launch like they did with the Wii U, like they didn't really had no games on their side besides New Super Mario Brothers U, in which that was really a rehash of the Wii version and wasn't really much. If they can actually come out with, of course, Zelda. All you gotta do is bring out Zelda for launch, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. So if they got more than Zelda, maybe a Smash Bros. Port and maybe some other games with this allegedly this Super Mario Sunshine 2, whatever, it's gonna do great.
The one thing I do want to say about the Nintendo NX that I noticed that I do like, I like the fact that when the Wii U was first originally talked about, a lot of developers really didn't like what they were seeing, and you heard a lot of complaints. But with the NX, even though we've heard a lot of rumors and stuff and we don't know what's clear, we have heard that developers at least like the kits and stuff they're seeing. So I at least like the feedback of what the developers have been saying. So not to say that any of the rumors are true, but I do like the fact that at least the developers like what they're seeing from the package. And that sounds like a good sign to me to some degree.
Oh, okay, okay. What else
I
we got?
believe that Nintendo is going to have the most intensive press conference ever.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, as
What else
for
we got? It said what y'all thought about the Nintendo having 70 hold on. No, have over 70 franchises, yet they are milking the hell out of Mario. Well, Mario is their bread and butter. I said butter. Butter. It's their bread and butter. And every time Mario game comes out, it sells really well because that's the mascot. It's the face of Nintendo, and you know, just think of another Mario Galaxy game come out, Mario Sunshine game. It's gonna sell really well.
that's
Mario
their mascot, man. They're never going to get rid of the mascot. I respect that.
Yeah, they do have a shitload of franchises, and Nintendo just not using most of them. You know, like I say, Nintendo, they have the IPs to be in first place every generation. The deal is, it's their arrogancy that's causing them to fall behind, and that's why PlayStation has been dominant these past few years, or I guess you could say these past couple of decades since they've been out. They've been dominant, and with their worst system that came out, I guess with the PS3, I guess you could say worst system. It's because you know I guess compared to the Xbox 360, the games was running a lot worse than of course the 360, and the price of that system was too damn high. So I guess between that and the PS4, I guess with the PS3 it had more games, and the PS4 they milking PS3 games. So
The PS3's netcode was horrible for a lot of online games too. Like I know a lot of people, not just me, had problems with DC Online, and with your paid subscriptions, even when they made mistakes and couldn't get you back into your accounts or your account got deleted, they wouldn't fix or compensate you the money.
yeah. All right, here's a question from EJ Johnston. Why do publishers release the playable betas instead of demos? What do y'all think?
I think the reason they do it is because it's a cheap way for them to get people to fix the game. Because figure they pay for Q&A testers anyway, but if you put out a beta and you have all these people playing and giving their feedback and stuff, you got that many more people finding bugs, finding mistakes that you don't have to have another QA do extra hours and pay for. It's a free way for you to do it because you're going to have all your fans all excited that they get to play this free game, and they're going to really be complaining and telling you what's wrong with it, what they like and what they don't like, and that's the same thing that somebody in quality assurance would do. The only difference is you're doing it for free for them. It's a lot cheaper and effective to just have your fans fix everything instead of paying somebody to do it.
Okay. I really appreciate that feedback, man. That's why I love my cast. I learned a lot from them. We got another question from King Avery Games. Do you think we will hear any NX news at the Nintendo's investor meeting in this April? Uh, for some,
It wouldn't hurt. It would help.
it would help, and of course, there's been rumors about I think Nintendo Direct we about to have. Well, it's a rumor, and for some reason they're gonna talk about Star Fox. They're gonna talk about Star Fox after Star Fox has been out. I don't know what for, and it's been leaks that maybe the NX maybe might get revealed. I don't know, but it's a he say she say kind of ordeal. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting on what we're gonna hear. Because, like I say, E3 is around the corner, a couple more months from now, and honestly, I think Nintendo they should throw us some kind of bone to let us know that, hey, we did not forget about y'all. We're gonna make sure that we're gonna make it up to y'all for this Wii U situation. You know, the Wii U is probably our worst console that we ever brought out. We probably didn't put our heart into these games and give y'all these games that y'all been wanting, like we did these previous generations. So let me throw a bone at y'all. So this is what the NX is look like. Or they don't have to show us. They don't have to reveal the NX. Just be like, y'all gonna get the NX is coming out this year. Just say something, or be like, okay, whenever the NX come out, y'all gonna get these games. Y'all gonna get Zelda, Mario. Just give us something to stay hyped for Nintendo. That's just how I feel about it. What do y'all think? Anybody want to chime in on it?
No, I'm dead on that one.
It's tough to say. I would say it makes sense for them to do it, but we know it's Nintendo and they like going against the grain. So, not sure if they're gonna go ahead and decide to actually do it, which would be the smart move, or whether they're gonna kind of keep saving and holding this back. But it would definitely behoove them to do so.
Dude, I love going against the grain too. But if it puts me in a situation where I'm burning bridges, I don't do it.
I know.
That's what Nintendo did.
It would make sense for them not. It would make sense for them to do so, but you know Nintendo, knowing them, they might not do it anyway.
But if that's their ideal of being the cool kids, they're really fucking lame. For real. It's time to stop trying to be the cool kid.
Yeah. Let me see. Is there any more questions? What was your experience like when you all first played Smash Brothers?
Ooh,
What was your first experience? Honestly, I never played the Nintendo 64 version of it.
it was amazing. I'll tell you. I remember it like yesterday. This is little retro, only about 13, 14 years old. You know how you're a kid and you always have like these fights of like which superhero will beat which hero, or what your favorite cartoon character will beat which cartoon character?
Yeah.
You have those talks all day, and Nintendo brought that dream to life with Smash Bros. You see this commercial of Mario and them just walking down the hill holding hands. You're like, what is this crap? And then they all start fighting, and they're like, Super Smash Brothers. And you find out you have like all your favorite Nintendo characters fighting to the death. Like, it was the greatest thing ever. Like, no one could expected it. No one ever predicted it. And it's still one of the best games to this time. Actually, the original Smash Bros. Still has competitive play, not just Melee and Smash 4.
That was the idea that they knocked the Iwata for that, right? They told the Iwata they didn't want to do it at first.
Yeah, but the game's too popular. Even Project M, which is a fan-made hacked version, they do that in Tournament 2.
Okay. Okay, any more questions? I'm still waiting. But anybody else want to chime in before we end this podcast? Because we answered a whole bunch of questions. I guess we're about to end this bad boy. And it was a good podcast, man. Really good podcast. Talked about a lot of stuff. Talked about Xbox. Microsoft possibly will come out with two more Xbox Ones this year. Of course, we already know about the PS 4.5 situation. Sony is tight-lipped on it. They about to fuck over 40 million consumers. And what else we talked about? We talked about, of course, the NX. talked about the remakes and these remastered generation and the fuckery that's going on this generation, and you know, it was a cool podcast, and I really appreciate the love that we was getting in the comment section. I really appreciate y'all for you know, being a part of this podcast with all the questions. I'm gonna give all y'all a shout out that's in the chat. Joshua Sanders, appreciate you for joining me. GU King of Heart, Super Mario 1999, the Pokemon Nerd 2000. I can't really get this dude's name. It's Gore. Let me see. Gorda Legends. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. Really, I'm really sorry if I'm not getting your name right. Corey, I'm not sure if I say King A. Arthur. Appreciate you for joining me. EJ Johnston, appreciate you for joining me. Who else? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Matthew Pipes, appreciate you for joining me. Andrew 13567, appreciate you for joining me. Even Alex, Actor Sin, appreciate you for joining me. Your ass should have been on this podcast. You freaking, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I might get in trouble. Who else? Let me see. I hope I ain't missed nobody. I'm still scrolling down. I want to make sure everybody's name got called. But yeah, I guess that's it. But like I said, I really appreciate y'all for joining us. And of course, it's same time next week, every Thursday night between 7:30 to 9:30. We trying to make this. We trying to stay consistent. You know, E3 is around the corner, and we're gonna stay hyped. You know, it ain't just about the Nintendo NX that's gonna get revealed. We're gonna stay hyped because we are gamers. We game on all consoles. And basically, I just want to do a little something different. I tried to get a couple of guys on here this week, but I guess they didn't reply back. So I'm gonna get a couple new guys next week. You know, to get there. I'm trying to get more people involved in this podcast. So you know, just you know, if you're in the chat, I don't mind and you know, getting y'all involved. You know, I want to talk to somebody new. You know, get y'all involved because we here to talk about real game. We're here to you know, congregate one another. We're here to, you know, make network, you know, make friends. So, like I said, I really appreciate y'all for y'all input in the chat. And, you know, I guess my fellow colleagues that's in this podcast, I really appreciate y'all. And I learn a lot from y'all every week because there's some stuff that I don't know about, and y'all just teach me a whole bunch of stuff. So I guess before we get up out of here, oh yeah, another thing, I'm gonna put everybody's channels in the link of the description below. So subscribe to everybody that's in this podcast, and let's go ahead and get to our outros. Let's go and start with you, Gamertag.
Hey, Nick from Gamertag Entertainment, and see you guys later.
All right. All right, let's go and go with you, Jay.
What's up, everybody? This is Jay Dauntless. Happy to be on the show again. Real Gamer, I appreciate the invite, man. Thank you very much.
No problem. All right, let's go and go to Mr. Old Dirty.
What's up, YouTubers? What's up, fellas? Want to thank Real Gamer for letting me back on the podcast this week, and I enjoyed the podcast.
All right, appreciate you, buddy. Last but not least, let's go ahead and go with you, Mr. Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Thanks for having me on the show again, Real. It's been fun as always.
All right. Uh-oh. Got a little delay. See, I'm pushing the button. See, my computer's already tripping. It's tripping. Oh, man, this sounds like shit. Damn, that was
Wow, they love you, man. They love
It
you.
sounds like a wave of claps. Like, you know how people stand into the wave?
Really love
Clap
it.
waves.
that was the most ghetto ass clap I've ever heard. Anyway, guys, that was funny as hell. Anyway, guys, like I said, I really appreciate y'all for y'all feedback in the chat, and we're gonna do this every week, every Thursday night from between 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. And I will have a guest on this show next week. I'm trying to trying to keep this show growing. I want more people to tune in every week. And I really appreciate y'all for being active in the chat. I love my chat is active, so I can get y'all involved, ask questions. We would definitely answer the questions, and we will give y'all shout outs every week. And I guess after that, my video's done. What else? Oh yeah, another thing. Like I say, subscribe to everybody on this podcast. I will leave their channels in my link in the description below. So whenever this podcast upload on my channel, it might take maybe 15 or 20 minutes to come back. Just come back and just leave a comment or something. Just subscribe to these guys. And after that, I guess we're out here. Peace out.